I'm going to ask all of our guests to please request the box. Um, and we want to get the show started. The judges are all here and ready. I see Smurfy taking notes. Now, Smurfy is one of those judges that she's a stickler. They all are. So, everyone, this is a great opportunity for you to just showcase what creative content is able to be produced in your streams. Please take this opportunity to be involved in shows. And if anyone would like to be a guest, my admins are right here in the room. Please reach out to myself if you're not able to get a hold of anyone. Please take this opportunity to be a guest. Now, also, I want to thank everyone for all of the gifts. I may not be able to acknowledge them during the show because the focus is on the guests, but thank you, thank you, thank you. The number one gifter of the stream will have a shout out, a special shout out on IG. They will be our gold king or queen, and they will have their name behind mine for the next show. So if anyone would like to have a little bit of an extra clout or get that posting, be the number one gifter and you'll get a shout out on IG, as well as you will get a chance to be behind my name for the next show. Now, ladies and gentlemen, are all of my guests ready? Clout is what we all hope to achieve by getting your status, Moons. It's you. You're the clout. We want to get you. All right, ladies and gentlemen, are all my guests ready? Are we all ready, ladies and gentlemen? Oh, I see them all lined up and raring to go. Ladies and gentlemen, without further ado, please welcome. The guests today are going to give a brief introduction, if they like, of themselves. At that time, please make sure that we are favoriting all of our guests. Love, Peace, and Dream is a returning winner of one of the episodes, so we can't wait to see what she's got in store for us. Without further ado, ladies and gentlemen, please.
There's nothing to it.
Oh, I love that song. I want to play the whole thing, but I don't want to go too far over my time.
Perfect. If anyone is tuning in, you were listening to the fabulous tale spun by Love, Peace, and Dream. Make sure you have her favorited. This was her take on Mej and the Chocolate Factory. And yes, she was an Oompa Loompa. Love the costume. Well done, my friend. Well done. You look absolutely amazing. Guys, please make sure you hit her up with a favorite. And thank you to everyone who's still here in the chat. I appreciate everyone's participation. And at this time, I'll do a big shout out. Thank you to Raj for leveling up. My top 3 gifters of the stream, please make sure you have them favorited. It is Raj, Top Badge Smurfy, and a Top Badge Kitty Commander. Make sure you hit them up with a favorite. Guys, this is a featured show, so please keep the comments nice and lively, but respectful to everyone. You guys are doing a great job. I appreciate everyone just being here and hanging out and getting a chance to listen to these amazing stories. If you are the top gifter of the stream by 4 o'clock, you will have a shout out on IG as my gold king or queen, and you'll have your name right besides mine for the next show, which is next week, Saturday. So make sure you're tuned in. Now, ladies and gentlemen, it is my pleasure to welcome my next guest. Please make sure that you are favoriting her, and she's going to briefly introduce herself, and then she's going to give her take on today's theme, Mej and the Chocolate Factory. What tale will she spin? Tune in, stay in here, and you will find out. Thank you, Kai. Whenever you're ready, my love.
Hi guys, I am Miss Kai Parker. I stream pretty much daily. My stream is based on positive vibes only. I do have 2 events coming up. I'm hosting a sexy face pajama party with Royal Aquarius and Mr. Banks on June 17th for 8 p.m. And I'm also going to be in Mej's meet and greet on June 25th and my time slot is 8:05. So the name of my story is The Next Top Badge. So it begins, once upon a MASH story, there was an app called Meet Me. MASH was a top badge streamer on Meet Me. Her followers are her Oompa Loompas. MASH worked very hard to become a top streamer on the app, beating out thousands of streamers who wanted to take her place. MASH streamed for hours and hours, winning competitions, auctions, and contests with the help of her Oompa Loompas. The Oompa Loompas worked together financially, supporting Mash's streams, sending gifts. The gifts they sent were dragons, airplanes, wheels, and new gifts. Hitting bonuses on these wheels were very hard and simultaneous. Although it was a luck of the draw, it was not impossible if you were lucky on that day. One day, Meet Me decided to up the ante by creating a gift like no other gift the app had ever seen, the chocolate bar. At first sight, the chocolate bar looked like a normal 500 diamond gift, nothing special, just a bar candy. But little did everyone know it was a special gift inside, a golden ticket. A ticket that would give a streamer a 1 million in diamonds and an instant cash out of $2,500. The app went bananas, but the plot twist was the bar candy. I'm sorry, but I'm so nervous. Hold on. But the plot twist was the bar candy is that Mash was the deciding factor of who she would take under her wing and to take the place of the next top badge. Mash sat on her throne and laughed, an evil laugh, ha ha ha, as everyone dug deep in their pockets and sent out tens of thousands of chocolate bars, trying to hit the golden ticket. In the midst of everyone focusing on diamonds and trying to win the golden ticket for the cash out, Mash began noticing spies, lurkers, and cloud chasers. Mash wanted to make sure the person she chose was loyal, pure-hearted, and would represent the badge with care. One day, a streamer popped into Mash's life and began holding a long conversation with her and decided to send Mash a chocolate bar. That's right, just one. Lo and behold, the streamer hit the golden ticket. After that day, Mash began visiting the streamer's live and building rapport. On one fateful day, Mash started her live stream with a special announcement as her title.
You've got mail.
Thousands poured into Mash's live stream to see what this special announcement would be. And with a straight face, Mash looked straight into the camera and announced, "Miss Kai Parker, please take the box." Shocked, Kai took the box. Mash stated, "You are my choice for the next top badge." Kai stated, "As your next top badge, I, Kai Parker, will uphold the title by sending positive vibes only across the app."
You've
The
got
end.
mail. You've got mail.
So I wasn't sure. I kept hearing we've got mail.
That's my messages, I'm sorry.
Okay. This the story did end though, right? I don't want to be
Yes, the
cutting you
story
off.
is over.
Okay, ladies and gentlemen, and that is how you do it. Please make sure you are favoriting Miss Kai Parker. And I think she's putting a message out there, Meet Me. I think she wants to be your next top badge. So please make sure you hit her up with a favorite. If anyone has just tuned in, you were listening to Kai give her take on Mej and the Chocolate Factory. Thank you so much. If you can just join back the audience. And in a little while, after the last storyteller is gone, the judges will then box up and they will give their feedback, their critiques, of course, and they will then deliberate on a winner. Well done to everyone so far. This is my favorite show. I mean, of course, it's hosted by me, so that already, makes it number one. But I just love the creative juices that flow from everyone. And you have it within you. Everyone is a storyteller, especially as a streamer. We're all telling stories from the minute we hit that live button. So take this opportunity to just take it a little further and do your own spin on these themes. I highly encourage it. And if you'd like to be a guest, you can reach out directly to me, or we can reach out to Grizzly is here in the audience, Emoji J, Burrico Queen, or Lux. They're all admins for the show. So please make sure you're reaching out to any one of them if you'd like to be part of the lineup. Yes, and please hit that star in my name. I'm saying to favorite everyone except me, of course. Every Saturday, 3 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, Once Upon a Mesh Story. Ladies and gentlemen, would my other storytellers please request the box? At this time, we are waiting for Miss Chrissy and Honey Joe if she is still here. How's everybody enjoying the show so far? Do you think it's going to be tough for the judges? I think so far, each storyteller is going to make it a difficult deliberation for the judges. So hopefully the judges are taking extra notes on everyone. But without further ado, may I please present Miss Chrissy. Please make sure you have her favorite and followed. She's going to give a brief intro, if she'd like, about herself. And then she is going to jump into her take of the theme, Mej and the Chocolate Factory.
Oh, thank you, Meg. Thanks for everybody that's come to show support, first of all the teapotters in the room. So I am streaming live from the Oompa Loompa workshop behind me. Who needs a backdrop when you've got your own workshop? I'm a grandma in real life. I'm a full-time student. I stream mostly weekends, and I have my own featured show called Quaint Curiosities, 1 p.m. Eastern Standard Time every Sunday, a show all about collectibles and curiosities. So Moons and Laura in the chat are my admins. So if you'd like to be a guest, please slide into our DMs. But anyway, as you've guessed, I'm telling the great factory tour from an Oompa Loompas point. Lots of people don't think Oompa Loompas are actually real. I mean, who would actually paint their face orange, dress in a hideous costume, and wear a green wig? I mean, right? In fact, Oompa Loompas come from a long line. Grandpa Oompa often tells stories about the day he was imported from Oompa Land. And what a terrible country that was. Nothing but jungles infested with the most dangerous beasts. Hongwugglers, swazwanglers, and those terrible wangdooglers. Grandpa says wangdooglers would often eat 10 Oompa Loompas for breakfast and then come around for seconds. Oh, where would we be without Willy Wonka enslaving us to his factory? Back to the story. And oh my, I've got some stories to tell. But I guess you're interested in the big Wonka event, right? 5 special children had found their golden tickets and were permitted into the factory. Their beaming faces, their minds all full of excitement. They foolishly signed the contract. Yeah, it might have been written in -50 font, but I mean, it clearly stated that the management couldn't be held responsible for any accidents, incidences, lost property, limbs, or death. But that said, if the children had not succumbed to their flaws and their temptation, then they wouldn't have been eliminated. We even had our own little rhyme. Oompa loompa doompa dee da. If you're not greedy, you will go far. Weeks leading up to the event, we spent designing, testing, and tasting delicious sweets, candy and chocolate. Perhaps in hindsight, we needed more time testing. Then Violet wouldn't still be a human blueberry. Wow, that child was rude. But is she the only one at fault? For though she's spoiled and dreadfully so, a girl can't spoil herself, you know. Who spoiled her then? Ah, who indeed? Who pandered to her every need? Who turned her into such a brat? Who are the culprits? Who did that? Alas, you needn't look so far to see who the sinners really are. They are, and it's very sad, her loving parents, mum and dad. And that's why I'm glad they fell into the garbage chute along with her. That reminds me of a rhyme we sang for another little brat. Now, what was her name? Got it, Veruca Salt. Veruca Salt, the little brute, has gone down the garbage chute. What a selfish little girl. Oh, at least she's not alone. She's in the same place that the pipe that sucked up Augustus Groot. You don't want to know what the brown substance is. Let me tell you, it's not chocolate. Yes, indeed. Every child soon fell into our traps or temptations. Some were easier than others, like Mike TV. He couldn't resist his vainglory. He does indeed still remain shrunken into the size of a chocolate bar. But hey, he's famous. So please, oh please, we beg, we pray, go and throw your TV sets away. And in its place, you can install a lovely bookshelf on the wall. You just got to fill it with books. Even Charlie fell into our trap when he stumbled and stole some of the fizzy, lifting drink. But alas, he did the right thing, and he returned the everlasting gobstopper to Willy Wonka, and he passed the morality test. I still remember Charlie and his Grandpa Joe's beaming face as we revealed that we had created all these traps to truly find somebody who was worthy of inheriting the factory. We all danced. Oh, that reminds me. I remember the dance. Let's do the dance, everyone. Alexa, resume.
I've got a perfect puzzle for you. Oompa, loompa, doompa-dee-dee. If you are wise, you'll listen to me. What do you get when you guzzle down sweets? Eating as much as an elephant eats. What are you at? Getting terribly fat. What do you think will come of that? I don't like the look of it. Oompa, loompa, doompa-dee-da. If you're not greedy, you will go far. You will live in happiness too, like the Oompa, loompa, doompa-dee-doo.
Thank you.
Girl, you almost had me working out here and breaking a little sweat. Ladies and gentlemen, if you are now tuning in, you were just listening to Miss Chrissy. Please make sure you have her favorited. And she was given her take on today's theme of Mej and the Chocolate Factory. Thank you so much for sharing your story. Please wait right back in the audience. In just a moment, our judges are going to box up and give their feedback. I'm just going to give them a minute to make any last minute notes. Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to Once Upon a Mej Story. I am your host, Top Badge Mej, and every Saturday at 3 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, we have storytelling time. And storytelling time is Once Upon a Mej Story, where we give you a theme, and based on the theme, you get a chance to create with your own take. Just make sure that there is your character is there and nice and prominent. There is some backdrop, and the judges are going to give you a little bit of what they look for in just a moment. But just have fun with it, guys. This is a great opportunity for you guys just to use your creative juices, let it flow, and show us what you got. Show us what your streams are, can produce, and what you should be able to do quite easily. We're all amazing content creators. Let it shine through. This is no chance to, be trolled in my streams, and everyone is appreciated for the efforts. We remove all the negative ones. So this is your opportunity to just let loose, and it's no judgment. Well, the judges do judge, but they're absolutely amazing, and they are very fair. So ladies and gentlemen, in just a moment, we will hear from our judges, but I'll give one last shout out to my top 3 supporters of the stream. It is Raj, Top Badge Smurfy. She's also a judge on the show. We have Kitty Commander, who is another amazing Top Badge. Make sure you have those 3 favorited. in a moment, they are going to give their feedback. Now, if whoever is the top gifter, boy, bye. Whoever is the top gifter at 4 o'clock will be the gold king or queen for the next show, and they'll be prominently placed behind mine, also with a shout out on IG. So whoever like it, just go for it. Just hit that gift box and go crazy. All right, ladies and gentlemen, may I please welcome to our judging panel Top Batch Smurfy from across the pond. She is going to briefly introduce herself and jump right into her feedback on today's guest. What do you think, Smurf? What do we
I
got?
thought it was amazing. I have missed the show so much these last few weeks. So I'm so happy we're back, and we're back with a bang. So I am Smurfy. I'm a top badge on Plenty of Fish. I also have a feature show which is directly after Measures. So if don't go over there if you're in here and Measure stays on, stay in Measure stream. But if you do so happen to come over, and Miss Chrissy, I see you with the bribing.
I saw the comment too. Not bribing the judges.
I take bribes in the form of jets only, I'm afraid. So listen, I just want to start off by saying anyone that comes on this show, we understand how incredibly nerve-wracking it is to be on any kind of show, let alone a featured show, and one where you have to come up with this story that you have to create online with a theme that's set from someone else and engage the audience and do all these other stuff as well. So we get how incredibly nerve-wracking it can be. So what I kind of want to say, and I say this a lot when I come in here, is to say that this is such an incredibly safe space that Mej has created, and all of his judges, yes, but his admins in particular, they do so much work in the background. So please love on them, please favorite them, and invite them to everything you've got going on. But this is definitely somewhere you want to come. If you want to start getting on featured shows or networking or branching out, this is the place to do it, because it really does give you an opportunity to show your creative side that you may not get to be showing on other streams. So definitely hit up the admins, come on the show. It's great for networking. And I'm still friends with people that I've met that have come on the show and I've networked with, and we go to each other's streams. So definitely get on the show. We have a very strict criteria for scoring. So if you don't win, don't hate us. We have to score according to the criteria that was set by Mej at the beginning, however many shows ago. So there's that. And we are slightly finicky, I think is the word, because we've been doing this for so long now. And we've seen each week how they just keep getting better and better.
Right.
So we really have to be careful with the scoring. We can't get carried away in something, and we have to stay impartial. So even if we know people that are on the show, we are very, very strict about how we score. And there have often been times where we've had to have Instagram calls whilst the show is going on, because we don't agree on something, and then we have to talk through it. So Alpha, you wish boo. Anywho, so our scoring criteria is based on things such as backdrops, makeup, outfits, music, sound effects, eye contact. So when you're telling your story, are you engaged with us? So think about where you're going to place your piece of paper or your notebook or whatever you're using, because it's really important to engage with us. We look at content, creativity, is it on theme? And then we all get 1 bonus point each, which sounds a lot. It's really not, because Kitty be putting points, something on scores all the time. She be putting I scored 14.735 for them. So then we have to often get a calculator out, add up everyone's scores and see if there's a clear winner. So the bonus point sounds a lot, sometimes it's not. So I'm going to get into it. Please make sure you hit favorite on Mej. Please hit him with a favorite. Make sure you favorite all the guests today as well. I'm going to start off with Love Peach Dream, which was another day at the chocolate factory. I loved the commitment in terms of your outfit and your makeup. And who doesn't love a wig? We all love a wig. I have an abundance myself, as does Mej. I mean, that's Mej's normal hair. But I loved all, my bad, Mej. Loved the commitment. You were very engaging with your storytelling. The sound effects were great. They were at a perfect level so we could still hear everything. You were very descriptive in what you were talking about. And we talk about this week on week. It's really hard for us to sit here sometimes and be so engaged in your story if you only give us part information. So the fact that you went into all the description about the outfit and the hair poking out the side and all of them little things really do make a difference when we're sitting here and listening to it and engaging. Because as well, for the judges, we're not looking at you. We'll look up to see if you're engaging because that's one of the scores. But in the main part, we're writing notes upon notes upon notes, so we can score accordingly. So I loved that. There was one point which Mej joined in, which I couldn't stop laughing at, which was when you were talking about the hair was being stroked, and I think Mej thought you were going to say something else, and then he quickly went back to the hair. But I love that because I think it again shows Mej doesn't do this show to just do this show. Mej does this show and listens to all of the stories and what is being said. So if you ever think that, you know, he's not engaged, he absolutely is. He's probably messaging us in the group chat, trying to get the next person lined up, but he's listening the whole time. So please don't ever think he's not. But you were very engaging. It was clear how much work and effort you'd put into putting the story together as well, which was really impressive and appreciated. And the moral of the story was, basically, if you can imagine anything, you can do it. And I loved that because I think that's very true to the streaming world as well. You know, focus on you, on yourself, and just keep pushing forward. Whatever you imagine, you can actually achieve it. And when she played the song at the end, I genuinely, in my mind, I was just like, I can't wait till Christmas, mejstory. It really had me feeling that kind of, I can't wait until we're getting further and further into the months and what else can be brought to us. So great job overall. It was really, really fun to listen to. Next up was Miss Kai Parker. Now we had, when you said my story is about the next top badge, I was a little bit nervous because I thought, oh no, she's not on topic. And if you're not on topic, you lose points, obviously, because we're engaged with what the topic is. But then I realized you were, and I really loved the way that you incorporated the app and the golden ticket into the Chocolate Factory story. So I really enjoyed that. All of the gifters were Oompa Loompas. We've been called worse. Let's be honest.
For sure.
We've been called way worse. You said you were nervous, but we couldn't actually tell that. So you're reading it really well. The pace was great. We were able to hear it clearly. You know, with the one chocolate drop, you were actually the one that was selected as top badge. And I think the moral I took from that, because obviously art it's all how you interpret. I took that as it's not about the diamonds, it's about the genuine friendships you're building by being in the stream, which is why you were then selected as a top badge. But your pace was great. It would have been nice to see your face a little bit more. And this goes back to what I was saying about like with the placement of your story, super important, because even if you're not looking directly at the screen, you're looking up and then you're projecting a bit more. So please, if you ever come back, just make sure you're mindful of that. But all in all, I loved it. I loved your backdrop as well. I don't know whether that was intentional for today, but I really loved the kind of waterfall in the backdrop. I thought it was very reminiscent of the story itself with the chocolate river. That's kind of where it was taking me. So I love that as well. All in all, again, really great job. This is going to be hard this week. And then last up, we had Miss Chrissy. We had another Oompa Loompa. I loved, again, the engagement in the outfit, the makeup, and the fact that you had your workshop in the back. I really, really enjoyed that. And I liked that you told the story from the Oompa Loompa's perspective, but you stayed true to the original story. That was really engaging because no one ever really thinks about that. So I really enjoyed that. You described very, very well. So you said the land was, or the island was bad. And what some people have done in previous shows is they've said something was bad or it was traumatic or it was whatever, and then that's it. And then they carry on with their story. But what you done was you said it was bad, and then you told us why it was bad. And you were descriptive in the elements of the land and, you know, the people being eaten and all that kind of stuff as to why it's bad. Super, super important because that really pulls us into the story. We had the terms and conditions in -50 font. Again, just these little things that may seem meaningless, but it's so important when you're just sitting here listening. I loved that you had the little rhyme that you had going in there, but all in all, I thought it was really exciting and engaging, and you spoke directly to us. You were fully in the screen and you were directing your story to us. And girl, then you got up and danced, and we were all cutting up in the comments. I thought that was everything. I loved that. I loved that you incorporated everything that we look for in the criteria. So this is gonna be hard, Mej.
It will be, and you know what? I think a lot of times we, when we give the theme, we expect a lot of people to have a lot of similarities, but the takes, and this is what I'm talking about creativity, everyone has a complete different angle with their stories. And this is what this is about. It's like we're all different and we can all hear a story and we can all retell it differently and still have it be amazing. I love all the storylines that everyone has done.
And
Smurfy.
I just want to say one thing before I jump out, because I know you're on a timer and so am I. But when we've been on this show for so long now, the people that come back to the show is literally helping them, not in terms of just only their streaming journey, but in terms of their life. And you can see the progression with people because they're coming out of their comfort zone and they know it's a safe space, and then they're taking that elsewhere. So anyone that is new here, please don't just think that this is just a bit of fun and everyone goes off. And people are learning and growing and developing from being on this show. So that's why it's so super important that you hit Mej with a favorite. It's so important that you come on and experience that. If you've been on before and you're not sure if you want to come back, please come back, because over time you will see that progression for yourself as well. So I absolutely adore and love you, Mej. Please make sure you hit Mej with a favorite. I'm going to jump out and head to this IG chat.
Okay, thank you so much. Top Bad Smurfy. Put some respect on her name. And also her show is following mine at 4 o'clock. She has a featured show, so please tune in there. I will be tuned off. Please tune in to her show. Ladies and gentlemen, thank you for being here. We are having the judges give their critiques, and in just a while we will hear who is the winner for today's episode. If anyone would like to be a part of our show, please message myself. We've also got Grizzly. We've also got Burrito Queen here in the chat. Or you can reach out to any one of the judges. Everyone who's part of my show in any form is happy to steer you into the proper group chat so we can give you the theme. We're already booked for this month. We are now booking for July. So please reach out to us. We are booking for the shows in July. We are already filled for this month, but we would appreciate if everyone can reach out to us for July's episodes. Once again, ladies and gentlemen, welcome. Please make sure you're favoriting all of my judges. At this time, please welcome our judge, top badge, Zoe Essex, a resident judge here on the show. Zoe, welcome back to season 5, episode 1. Please introduce yourself, and if you can jump right into your feedback.
Thank you, Mej. It's so good to be back. I would like to just echo everything that Smurfy just said. I absolutely adore this show, and like I adore you, Mej. I adore my fellow judges. I adore everybody behind the scenes, the contestants, the audience. Like, this is such a good feel-good show where it's like it's so much creativity and it's fun. It's fun.
Right.
If there's anybody that's like on the fence, that sort of watches the show regularly and sort of thinks, oh, I'd like to have a go, but I'm not sure. Look, all I will say to you is, like, sometimes it might seem daunting, but you do just have to take yourself and put yourself out of your comfort zone sometimes. All I can say is that you'll be well looked after. You'll get like really good explanation of everything you need to do. You'll be well informed, and you know what, like, okay, yes, as Smurfy says, we do have our own the criteria that we have to use to score everybody that comes on. But do you know what, I think for us, and could probably speak on behalf of Mej as well, like, as long as people just give it their all, give it their best, and try their best, that's all that any of us can really ask for. So you know, just throw yourself into it, give it a go, have fun and enjoy it, because at the end of the day, that is what it's all about. So yes, so excited to be back. Yay. Okay, what a night. Okay, so first of all, we had Love, Peace and Dream. I love the costume. I mean, like straight away, I was like, yeah, Liesel the Oompa Loompa, very nice. I thought that your story itself, the actual story, was obviously, you could tell that you've spent an awful lot of time writing this story. The description was really, really good. I enjoyed all of you had some sound effects in there, and I liked the fact that it was doing it a story from the point of view of the Oompa Loompa, and it was like an origin story, like how it all began. That was really interesting to me, because that's sort of not really a story that's been so much told before. So I enjoyed that. I guess the only things that I would say is maybe I would have liked a little bit more expression and a little bit more a bit more into the story. You know, like at the end when you had the music come on and then you were sort of getting into it, I kind of felt like I wish that there'd been a little bit more of that throughout the whole thing, you know, but just so we sort of so we can have fun with you. But the story itself was beautiful, absolutely beautifully wrote. The description was amazing. I absolutely loved it. And your pacing was really good as well. And you were very good at like setting the scene. Really nice, brilliant, well done, great job. And then we had Miss Kai. Again, like Smurfy said, I was a little bit nervous as well when you came on and you said about the next top badge. I was like, oh, are we gonna drift off now? But no, you didn't. I loved it. I loved how it was the streaming chocolate factory thing, and we're all Oompa Loompas, and it made us feel like we are part of the story, you know, like that's such an interesting way of interpreting the story. It was really, really good. I know that you say you was nervous, so I guess I can understand that why you were looking down a lot, because if you was very nervous, then you know it can be a bit scary. But do you know what? That doesn't take away from the story. You've done a really, really good job. Even though you felt nervous, you pushed through, you carried on, you kept going, and it made it very endearing. I found it very endearing. You had, again, I want to know, was that background deliberate? Did you pick that, or was that just a great coincidence? Because I really enjoyed that. I felt like it was that's really nice. That was a really, really nice touch. Yes, brilliant. Sorry, I was just seeing if I've messed anything in my notes. Yeah, done a great job. Really good done. Well done. Okay, and then we finally had Chrissy at the end, Miss Chrissy. I loved your costume. Again, you was absolutely beautiful with your descriptions and everything, the way that you really set the scene. Like, I love that. It really, like, it helps the listener, the person that's listening, to build a picture in their mind and literally see all of the tiny little details. It really helps the imagination to really bring us into the story. So I really, really enjoyed that. You also, I felt like you made us feel like instantly at ease, because the way that you came across very relaxed and very sort of like like, and lots of little laughing, and it kind of felt like you were in it with us, kind of thing, and we were enjoying it with you. You had lots and lots of eye contact and great expression, and again, brilliant idea of the story, the original story, but from the perspective of one of the Oompa Loompas. So that was really interesting. I love that. That was such a clever idea. And I love the way that you rhymed it as well. That was interesting. But yeah, at the end, you had the props as well. You had the little props and the dancing and the music. Honestly, for me, Christy, ticked all of the boxes, and you've done an absolutely amazing job. But do you know what? Well done to all of the storytellers today.
Absolutely.
All done amazing, and absolutely so proud of you. And yes, I'm so happy to be back. Love you guys.
If anyone is now tuning in, you were just listening to our resident judge, top badge Zoe Essex, give her feedback on today's storytellers, who were tasked with giving their take on Mej and the Chocolate Factory. The guests were all enchanting. The judges are going to have a tough job deciding on today's winner. But congratulations to everyone who has participated so far. Ladies and gentlemen, if you'd like to be a guest, I see Alpha in the comments. Hot Chocolate has already been here. Harry, if you'd like to be a storyteller, yes, I am. If anyone would like to be a guest, we would love, 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 love to have you. Please make sure, Wyatt, would you like to be a guest? Please make sure that you are reaching out to us. Now, ladies and gentlemen, our last resident judge, top badge, put some respect on this lady's name, content creator queen, top badge Kitty Commander. She is fierce. She is fearless. She's the commander of all kitties. Going to give her feedback on today's storytellers. Kitty, what did you think, Mama? What were you thinking?
So Mesh, this is welcome back everybody. Season 3, right? Season 3 or 4? Oh
Season
my.
5.
Season 5. Oh my God, we've gone through 5 seasons. Okay. Season 5, what a strong start. We have Love Peace Dream coming in here, really coming in strong. First season 5, episode 1. I mean, basically coming in, setting the story, setting the things. Words that I put down were the traditional love story of Liesel and Ostrom, Ostrom, the love of her life, the pygmies, the 20 pygmy selections, and the gathering gong, and the snozberries, and I mean, I really loved the detail of this story. In fact, I think the detail was so much that in order to fit the time period, you may have to think about cutting some of the details. And this is the first time I've ever had to say that. Um, in fact, because it was so descriptive and so excellent, there may be a midpoint that you may end up having to go, okay, I am such a good descriptive writer and so shining star that I might have to consider what can I lean out a little bit to keep within the time limits. I loved the narrative, that being said, and it was beautiful. And I love the idea of imagination unlocks so much for us in our lives. And I think if you can dream it, you can do it. And it's like that one song, I can dream, I can fly. I believe I can fly. You know, like I liked it. That's the song that I was thinking of when I heard the end of your story. Love Peace Dream. I loved your costume. I loved your backdrop. Everything about it. Just that was my only critique there. Miss Kai Parker, it's nice to meet you. I've never seen you on the app before, and so it's lovely to see someone new I've never seen before. I really enjoyed your story. It was good and it was articulate. Like you did really well at articulating who the characters were, what the characters were going to be about, and what they were heading to go do. The one things that I would have liked to have seen just a little bit more was why you were selected by the Mej to be the ultimate top badge or the new replacement top badge. This is the part that you left out, and I wanted to hear why. I wanted to hear why you got the props, and I was so excited to see that part. That's the only part that I think that I missed in the narrative that you could have done. The other thing is I did in fact like your You've Got Mail. I thought that was cute, nice touch. Consider adding a few more of those touches in if you ever come and do another story, because those touches were like, ooh, what's that? I liked the way like I said, it was articulate. It was well done. Your pacing was incredible. You weren't too fast. You weren't too slow. You did a very, very nice job. Miss Chrissy, I am going to say the words that I wrote here to describe you today are professional and wonderful. I really enjoyed enjoyed not only your costuming, but the setting, the Oompa land, the lots of the people eating the ooglers were eating the Oompas, whatever the ooglers were, and they were eating Oompas, and they were enslaving. There was enslavement of the Oompas. There's free the Oompas. Okay. Um, I don't know. Is he a slave? He's like a slave trader over there now. Like, I don't know. But enslaving the Oompas. And there was a poem about the poems were done lyrically, well done lyrically. Like you spoke clearly, you articulated the poems came through correctly and at the right time in your story as well. Timing is so important. It was done so well. And then you had us you did nods to characters in the story, but you didn't linger. You didn't linger too long on them. And I want to say that was a right amount of like timing is so good on this. We had the Groot, we had the Salt, we had the Violet. Oop. And I was like, oop, Violet. And so, I mean, at the end, the other part that I got out of this was it's okay to make mistakes. I like how you did a nice, tidy ending. You wrapped up all of the elements. You had some entertainment. You had some costuming. You had a little oompa dance. And it was incredible. It was very entertaining from the very beginning to the very end. You had me locked in. If anything, I wanted to keep watching, and I was like trying to watch and write notes, you know. And so when I am struggling to do both, because I want to watch, that's an incredible sign. I really loved it. I love the fable that the end. It's okay to make mistakes. Own your mistakes. Own your mistakes. And it's just a beautiful reminder to myself that, you know what, I make mistakes and I have to own my own mistakes as well. It happens to all of us, and all of us could use that reminder. And of course, I love the first person perspective of the Oompa versus the Chocolate Factory. Loved it, loved it, loved it. So well done, all three of you. Very well done. Critique for you, Miss Chrissy. I really, I really don't have any on yours. I think it was as close to what I could expect, and in fact,
I agree.
the imagination was well done. Thank you so much, Mitch.
Thank you.
We'll get out of your box.
Kitty Commander is in a battle tonight. Can everyone please pull up? And favorite, she is in a top badge royale. That was one of her judges, top badge Kitty Commander, giving her feedback if anyone is now tuning in. She's also in a battle tonight. She didn't plug it, but I'll plug it because it's my girl. Please make sure you pull up. It's probably around 8 o'clock tonight. Please make sure 8:30 is her battle. If you guys can please tune in, whatever support you can give. She is an amazing content creator, and she's one of my sisters here in the app. Please show up tonight at 8:30. Please. Guys, I liked what Kitty just ended with in saying that about owning your mistakes, and that is what was Miss Chrissy's ending fable. A quick little reveal: my mistake is falling for some hot chocolate, and so I've had to own that. Quick disclaimer: I have had to own my hot chocolate, so I'm owning it. I fed for hot chocolate, and I'm trying to make my way out of the stickiness of it. So we will see. We will see how successful I am. Maybe I'll have to come up with a story. Ladies and gentlemen, that was the end of our show for today. If you would like to be a guest, please make sure that you are following my admins or myself and messaging us. Our Gold King, hot chocolate, once again coming in a little too late, is going to be Raj, because it's at 4 o'clock, not the end of my show, sir. So Raj will be my Gold King of the day, and I'm going to quickly look into the judges chat to see who they've decided as the winner for today's episode. Welcome, welcome everyone to Once Upon a Mesh Story. I am your host, Top Badge Mesh, and every Saturday at 3 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, we have storytelling time. Thank you so much for joining us. And at this time, I'm going to ask all of the guests to please request the box. I will declare the winner, and after the winner is declared, I will ask the other guests to please still stay in the chat so they can promote anything they would like. So please, please, everyone, please request the box. I will declare the winner based on the judge's decision. And the other guests, please, I encourage you to stay in here because you're going to get a chance to promote yourself. He doesn't. He just does strange things. He's a strange man. Strange man. Yeah, I do know that. This man. Miss Kai, can you please request the box? Used to love him. He's been replaced. Decided to replace him. Sonny, we're all punishing him. Don't encourage him. Ladies and gentlemen, thank you so much for being a part of the show. Thank you to all the storytellers, all the judges, all my admins. Thank you for all the gifters. Please make sure you have my top 3 definitely favorited. Ladies and gentlemen, it is my pleasure to present our episode winner of Mesh and the Chocolate Factory. The crown goes to Miss Chrissy. Congratulations go to Chrissy. Absolutely brilliant. Guys, please make sure you have her followed and favorited. At this time, she's going to give a big shout out to anything she'd like to promote and anything she'd like to say. Go ahead, Chris.
Oh, wow. Oh, thank you, Medj. Thank you so much for the invite.
And she was nervous to being on here.
Do you know what? Yeah, like Smurfy says, doing these shows, and particularly obviously your show, because there's a lot of prep, a lot of creativity and costume and backdrop, everything that goes into it. So it boosts you, it grows you as an individual, you grow in confidence. Kitty was like, own your mistakes. I had mistakes all the way through that. I had mistakes. I was trying to make light of them and just carry on. I was like, right, let it go, carry on. So it does. It makes you grow as a person. So definitely hit Medj, hit the judges with a favourite, drop them a message and get yourselves on this show.
Right.
I want to say to all my teapotters in the crowd there, I can see all the teapots being spammed. Literally, I would love to call you out individually, but I see you all spamming the teapots. Thank you so much. Special thanks to Moons, who gave me the confidence. She read through my script and she was like, yeah, that's amazing. Jojo, who I tested my sound with, and Gaza, who I checked where I could position myself, so special thanks to them too. Go and support Kitty in her battle later. And DJ Moons is having a stream shortly as well. DJ Moons, you heard this here first. And sorry, Medj, but Smurfy's show is on now, so I'm going to jump over there. So everyone,
we love you. She also has a show. She has a feature. Miss Chrissy has a featured show, Queen Curiosities. Please make sure you follow her if you'd like to be part of her show. And a guest, please make sure you follow and favorite her. Please, I remember little things.
Thank you.
Chrissy, thank you so much. And congratulations. Congratulations, love. All right. Yeah, guys, please pop in if you can after the end of my show. At this point, I'm going to add the other guests, and they are quickly going to shout out and promote. And I encourage everyone to please be a guest on an upcoming episode. And Chrissy, please stay tuned with us because we do, for the season finale, we put all of the winners to compete against each other. So please make sure that you stay in contact with us. So we have a showdown of all the winners. I love LPD and Kai. Go right ahead. Promote anything you'd like, darlings.
I don't really have anything to promote, but what I do want to say is, first of all, Mej, you look amazing as well, as usual, as normal. Pretty, pretty, pretty. Thank you very much to the admins and you for thinking of this idea, for putting everything together. hours and days and months and years of work that you've put into this to get you here. Thank you for the judges for your critiques. I'm a writer, so I love getting reminded of things that I can do to improve my performance or my story or anything like that. So thank you, thank you, thank you. And thank you to everybody that came in to listen. Really, if you didn't come in, we have no reason to do this.
Right.
So thank
Absolutely.
you.
Audience. Kai?
Hey, I just want to say congratulations. You did an amazing. You guys both did amazing jobs. I was super nervous. I have social anxiety, so I was shaking in my boots. Um, Thank you, Match, for allowing me to be a part of your show. It was a pleasure. Anytime you ask me to do something, I am blown away. I'm like, wow, me, okay, So I really want to thank you. Thank you to the judges for your critiques. Taking time out to listen to the story and the details of the story. I really appreciate that. I do want to promote, once again, I do have a fave party that's going to be coming up on June 17th. It's a sexy fave pajama party that I will be hosting along with Royal Aquarius and Mr. Banks for 8 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. Also, I'm going to be in Measures Meet and Greet auction on June 25th. My time slot is 8:05. So, and yes, I do stream almost daily. It's positive vibes only over there. So definitely check that out and hit me with the fave.
Thank you to everyone. If anyone wants to go jump into another fabulous show, it's Top Bashmer.